Well, hello internets, here we are. We have ourselves a little bit of a sort of follow-up vlog. It's been, I don't know, a couple weeks or so since I touched a camera. Currently I'm just editing up some footage for an upcoming video series. I am kicking around the idea of bringing back my Maxwell's Mind video series. I forget when the last time that I shot or uploaded a video to that series was, but I think it's time to bring her on back. Currently just rendering some video footage. This video footage is dated from 2018. So of course it's a little bit on the vintage side, but that just kind of shows how long it's been since I filmed a video for that series. I've recently picked up some accessories for my Yeti microphone, hoping to try to crispen the audio a little bit. My next purchase for the audio side of things are those foam type egg crate sound deadener things to try to muffle out some of the ambient noise. My apartment faces onto the parking lot, so I do get people starting their vehicles and honking the horns, and when the children are playing, I do get children noises in the background, and those are the kind of things are just gonna have to be in the video, because you really can't do much about that. As well as I live along a very busy road that is right next to a four-way stop that people have a tendency of gunning their engines at and making a bunch of noise. And when the city is busy and the ambulance or police are going, the sirens, they seem to like this road to go down. So once again, those are the kind of things we can't do much about. However, things like the fan in the background, or the computer, the hum of the computer, or just the ambient noise of the room itself, we can kind of work through or work to dampen a bit. However, those egg crate things are like $50 or something for, was it 12 of them or something? So they're a little pricey, and I'm thinking of building myself a 4x8 or so, essentially three-sided cubicle that I put the microphone in, and it should dampen the sound. So I gotta do the math, and if I remember correctly from my hardware store type of days, a 4x8 sheet of plywood is 30 some odd square feet. And if the tiles are 12 by 12, which some of them are, you know, then I'm gonna need the appropriate number of tiles for the 36 square feet. So I will probably need like 2 or 3 orders of those 12 by 12 tiles at like $48 an order. So I might have to buy 1 or 2 and then do a half setup, and then buy the other 2 or other 1 at a later date. I have to double check my measurements and plans, and if my future plans go the way that I'm hoping they're gonna go, then everything will be fine. I'm gonna build myself a new office desk and get rid of the shaky one here, and then build the sound booth from there, and then we'll be set up for next season. But if things change this fall or next fall, then we'll have to reevaluate and re-go from there, and hopefully we can continue on doing everything that we have become accustomed to doing. it's kind of weird or kind of neat looking back on some of the old road footage you shot, some of the old scenery you've seen, the old winter conditions that you drove through and or around town here and recorded. Even going back and looking at some of the voiceover work you did for the next leg of the Maxwell's Mines, and back in like 2017, 2018 or so, when I was in the house that never got used, and going back trying to decide if I should just let those voiceover clips be and use them in this next segment, or if I should polish up the scripts, rewrite them, and re-record them and release them again. Sometimes your opinions over whatever it's been, 3, almost 4 years, change. However, some of the stuff is still relevant today. I would like to add some new current stuff to it, but obviously if I did that, there would obviously be a change in video quality from the what I used to use was just pretty much this camera and record the voice the way it was, and then separate the video from the audio track, and of course now what I've got now with the Blue Yeti microphone, which has a better sound than the camera itself alone does. However, I could always do a update, as in like 2022, re-record the same type of content, adding some new things to it, new opinions, new things that I've come to realize now, come to live with now, where I wasn't quite there then, didn't quite have the experience then when I recorded the voiceovers. That's kind of the neat thing about this whole YouTube thing, is I have close to 14 years of my life in pieces recorded on video, and with the whole YouTube thing, I've got quite a significant years here that have been uploaded on this channel. So when you do a cross section of my life, you can see how things have changed, both mentally and physically in my person, as well as some of my opinions, as well as some of my activities, how my life has changed from what it once was. It's sort of like those guys, those people that have done a movie over a long period of time, and you see the actors start to grow up over, 9 or 10 seasons or so. Well, that's kind of the way I've done here. I've done a long cross-section of my life through various up and downs, various activities, and various things that has happened. And I know I haven't put a lot of the tender or sensitive type times on the internet, but you got to realize too that some of those times I was going through a lot of things that I didn't want to have put as public for people to scrutinize or to use against me at a later date. So a lot of these times, especially the times where I didn't upload for a stretch, those were the times when I was going through a lot of things alone. And you never know, when you post something on the internet, you never know, 5, 10, 15, 30 years later, they dig up something from your past and use it against you. Even if your opinions have changed, they still use it against you. It's like there's no forgiveness anymore for your past mistakes. You're still responsible for that picture you posted when you're 16 on social media, even though now you're like 45 and a successful business owner. It kind of is a comment on our world and the way it is, and how our people have changed, how our people have allowed themselves to lose their humanity, to lose their compassion, to lose their tenderness. And especially in the last couple of years, someone will post something on the internet asking, anybody know when the clinic's open, or when a good shop to install, to get a new windshield installed. And one of the first comments is not a windshield shop. It's like, you ever thought about using Google? And then of course the person says, well, the reviews on Google sometimes aren't reliable, which, well, they sometimes aren't. I've experienced that myself. Sometimes the reviews are censored and only the better ones get through, where the real reviews, the real customer service reviews, sometimes get censored and not posted. I've experienced that even as recent as about a week ago or so. And then people start picking fights, and then suddenly it goes to a race issue. Well, how does a racism issue have anything to do with a windshield? But it kinda is what it is. I believe once we lose our humanity, our compassion and our tenderness completely, then there really is no hope left for this world. But until then, there's enough of us left out there that are still what should be normal people, that we need to set an example for those that have lost their way, that there is a better way out there than being rude and mean and confrontational and picking a fight. Just because you're trapped in whatever environment that you've chosen to put yourself in doesn't mean that you're trapped there for the rest of your life. You can make a change. You can start the ball rolling on a new track. It may be costly, it may be expensive, it may not be pleasant for a few years, but once you go through hell, you get out the other side, and you might actually make it and become a better person at the other end, as long as you're willing to make that step, take that chance, and it'll work out in the end. But thanks for joining me on this here vlog. It is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.